Okay, let's go live. James Miduk speaking. Imagine every Friday you came to your desk and you had all of the course materials, the lessons, the handouts, the PDFs, the quizzes, everything ready for you for the entire week. Well, OpenAI, ChatGPT just announced tasks, and we're on our way to having that happen. And in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and show you a little bit of a demo, how I think this is going to happen, and more importantly, what you can do right away to start getting rid of all of those things that you have to do when you're creating videos, you're creating course or teaching stuff online, all that stuff that's repetitive stuff that takes a lot of time. So let's go through this. I'm going to tell you what it does, where you can get it, how to get started. We'll do a demo, and then I'll show you some examples on how you can do all of the great stuff specifically for creating videos, course material stuff, teaching online. So again, if you haven't already, trainingsites.io/join. Love to have you there. All of these videos are there with additional materials. And what does this actually look like? Where does it fit in? What is the important part that we're playing around with here? I've got my trusty mind map in front of me, all of my notes and talking points as we go through here. And if you've seen this before, these are the things that I do all the time. I get up in the morning, I research the stuff that's happening and how does it apply to teaching online and creating courses. This just came out yesterday. So tasks just came out yesterday. What is it exactly? Well, a ChatGPT task is a way that you can create a prompt to perform future actions and reminders at a scheduled time. So if you think of it where you are right now putting a prompt in, or you, for example, are creating a prompt to create a quiz for a course that you're doing, or create a lesson plan, or to summarize a video. This is kind of the next step, that what you can do is you can have a particular prompt, schedule it in the future, or remind you to schedule it in the future, and also have it recurring. So some examples that they gave are the ones that they talked about at the start, which are examples that a lot of people will think about if they're not in the video or content creation space, or doing things like booking event tickets, for example. So if you want to go to a concert, or a particular event is in town on a certain time, you could schedule yourself to have a reminder and to look up prices, or provide you when the ticket dates are on, but you can basically set up a task that would do something like that. You can also, if you follow Google Trends or any of the other places that you regularly subscribe to for news and information, you could schedule this prompt or this task to go out and create a summary of it. So it's not you having to do it, it's doing it as a recurring task on a regular basis. Identify any trends or alerts. So if you find particular phrases or topics that come up and they're becoming more popular as they come up, that's something that you can schedule as a task. Even further, like you can say, look, I need to find out when particular products become on sale on Amazon. You could have it watch places that you shop, or give you reminders that these are on sales at particular times. Daily weather reports. They give a whole bunch of examples like that. And when you're thinking about it, you go, well, that's kind of stuff that I can do already if I start doing automations and use tools like Zapier or Make or N8N, which is another one that's popular with AI tasks. And you're right, those things can be done if you know how to use these other automation tools and start connecting things together. But this is right in one interface, right directly within where you're already comfortable. So that's what it does. Those are the examples that you're doing. And there's a couple limitations to it right now. You can only have 10 tasks. You can't have 20 tasks, but you can only have 10 that are currently there. So you have tasks and reminders and schedules. Those are the things that you can do. It's only available, I think right now, when they launched it, for Pro and the team members, Plus Pro and team members. It's not available in the free ones. It's only available as well on the web version. So if you've got a Windows machine where you're using it on the Windows app, you can't use it. And my understanding is you get the notifications on the Mac app, but the actual interface is in there. So when I read up on it, it was only available on web only. The one that does show up is apparently the notifications. I haven't seen it. I'll check this morning. I haven't seen it, but notifications on your Apple phone will show up if you've got it installed there as well. And it happens in the chat. So once you set up a task, the responses that you get are in the actual task. And whatever the context is in that task, that's what it replies to. So as far as I know, special instructions and all those additional pieces don't necessarily fit in at this point. So where does this all kind of spend time or fit in with this whole idea of what I've been talking about when it comes to, I'm just going to open my screen a little bit here. When I've been talking about all this space about AI agents and how this is going to be really cool, because for courses and people creating courses, this is the kind of stuff that happens. I'm of the firm belief that this year, again, there was a whole bunch of announcements about this year, there's going to be AI agents entering the workforce. So think of it as another employee, that 2025 is the year of the agents. This is the second week of January, and we now have, I think, the entry or start of that, which are these AI tasks. So I would suspect that these fully fledged agents are where it's coming, and I want to show you how that will actually works. But right now, if you think about what's happening with these teaching agents, you're looking at what I think is an information assistant. So when you are doing a course, you're creating a video, you're doing research, you're creating a script for your video or your course content, you're doing a syllabus, all of these things require us to make a prompt to get a response. So ChatGPT, Claude, all of these tools are basically an assistant that goes out and does some research based on what we give it and brings something back that we still have to produce. Those things work great. What's happening now is with tasks or ChatGPT Tasks, I want you to kind of think of it as more as a task assistant. So there's a whole bunch of things that we have to do on a regular basis when we're creating content and we're doing these repetitive tasks, creating all of that content that we're going to use. These tasks are the ones that are going to be able to completely replace it. And it's the one that's going to be converting the research that we've done into actual content that we can use. So it's removing all of those steps in between. So let's just pull up some examples here. I'll try and get a couple examples that make sense so that you can see it. And I did up a couple ones just playing around with it so that we can have some fun with it. And let me just make it a little bit bigger. Hopefully that's a little bit bigger. So what I did, there's a couple things. I'm not going to go into huge detail on this, but you can find out if you have it. Up at the top here, you can see in the top with the models, when you pick a model, we've got ChatGPT 4. I have the paid one. You'll also see ChatGPT 4 with scheduled tasks, and it's marked in beta. So if you want to use it, first of all, you have to select it as a model. And then more importantly, if you see it or don't see it, it's because it hasn't been rolled out to you and it's marked as beta. So I've got that one selected that it's there. The other place that you should look is up on the right-hand side where you see your name or whatever. You'll see tasks. This one, if you click it, it shows the particular tasks that you've created. So I was putting together a couple of these, just playing around. And the first one that I did is I said, let's schedule a daily workout using kettlebells. And I have the particular task that's here. And if I want to edit that task, what I did is I called it a name here. I gave it some instructions, asked it to run daily at a certain time. I'm just going to save that. So that one's running. And these are the examples of what happens when you create tasks. You can have 10 of these ones. This is a pretty simple one, right? It has nothing to do with creating courses or online courses or any kind of video content. But what about if we got a little more specific for it and did something along the lines of this? I'm going to go back up to our tasks, and I have another one here that says create course materials from YouTube videos. And if I open that one up, what I did on this one is, let me see if I can edit that one. Let me just see where I put it. You know what? I don't know where I put it yet. So let's go back and take a look, see if I can find that one. Where did I put it? Don't know where I put it, but anyways, what I did is I gave it some instructions, and I'll show you the instructions for a second. But what I did is I got this one put together, and in that one, there it is here, create course materials from there, and I'm going to edit it there. So what I did, there I found it. This happens sometimes. These are live and unscripted, so I'm just learning how to use this. Remember, it came out yesterday. So what I did is I said, you know what? I want to create videos based on, or I want to create materials based on what I've already created. Now, yesterday's video, I was talking about AI agents, or introducing the idea, and that our job as teachers or content creators is not to think about courses, because courses are going to be created by AI agents. We just have to create content. This is an example of how we can get started with this. So I created a task called Create Course Materials from YouTube Videos. And I just said to it, and I'll read these out, and I'll put them actually in the notes and the links back to the trainingsites.io. Actually, it's this way here. Yeah, trainingsites.io/join. I'll put them all there, as well as a description below. But this one says, you are assisting in creating educational materials from YouTube videos. I just said YouTube videos. Remember, this could be watching a folder with all of the videos, raw videos, any videos that you have. And I just said, here's the video title, and this one is an example for YouTube. Here's the video title. I put it in. I put the link to the video, and transcript is optional. I didn't put it in, but I said output. Summary, provide a detailed summary of the key points covered in the video. Give learning objectives, rate 3 to 5 objectives based on the content. Quiz questions, handouts, discussion prompts. Format the output clearly so that it's ready for use for course creation. So here's an example where I've given a little more of a complex task that isn't about check the weather, but I'm saying look at this video and put all of the pieces together and output it for me. I didn't say create a PDF, but I could have said, hey, create a PDF that I can use as a download for the course materials. I could have also said, create a PowerPoint presentation with these points out. I just said create it, and I said do it daily at 10:45 p.m. So I'm just going to cancel that right now, and I want to show you something that happened in the background. If you were looking on the video, there was a little notification that came up here, and it said my kettlebell routine had just run. So the one that I scheduled had just ran, and I'm going to have an output for it. We'll take a look at it. But I put this in, and I'm thinking, okay, great. I had to add the video right now. I gave it a task that it was about a YouTube video. But I think what's going to happen over the next month or 2 months is we're going to have it where it's going to be able to watch a folder on your Google Drive. Anytime a new video gets added, or do a recap of particular items. And let's see what we got here. So if I ran this, I got a notification, and let me open it up. I got this one here, OpenAI. This one opens up. Sorry, here's the message. It says, create pro courses using AI. Create pro, there's the task. I got a notification. If I click view message, this is what it created based on that YouTube video. So what it did is it created for me a summary of all of the particular key points that were in that video. It created the learning objectives, or the things that I was using, created the quiz questions for me, created a handout that I can use as a checklist, discussion prompts if I'm doing this live or teaching it live. So this is created for me based on a task. So anytime that I'm in a position where I would have to do these repetitive tasks, I no longer have to do it. And I think that's pretty cool, and that's kind of the next step that we're going to this whole other agent. This is just one task. It's not a whole bunch of tasks, it's just one task. Let's go take a look just because it came up as a notification. There's my next one, 5 kettlebell exercises for beginners. Daily kettlebell plan workout. I'm going to open this one up. There we go. I now got a daily reminder with brand new kettlebell exercises with the number of reps and number of things that have been done there. So these are just examples of some of the different pieces that we can put together. So this is a really cool feature if you're creating content to get rid of all of those things that you used to have to do or used to have to get really good at doing prompts for. So any of the repetitive things are going to be taken away from you, or at least somewhat removed moving forward. So let me just open up. I want to kind of, take a look at this little piece again so that we have it. Let me just open this here. So, okay. So here's what I'm thinking. We got this information assistant where it generates content for us. We've got this task assistant where now it converts content to different formats, removing the need for us to do all of that extra work. What happens next? I think what's going to happen next is it's going to be able to monitor what you output based on these particular assistants that you have and create personalized versions for the people that are wanting or needing to learn it. And I think that's what's going to happen in the future. And our job as content creators is to create valuable content and teach it in the way that is unique to us. Talking about teaching methodologies, teaching styles, and those are going to be covered in a bunch of additional videos. But that's the part that makes you unique. You can organize and put these assistants together to integrate your thoughts, to organize your thoughts, to bring in additional points of view, and then be able to distribute it in a way that helps people in a personalized way. So I think that's where it's going. And I did some examples up just to give this some simple ideas so that we could talk about it. If you had a task, I'm not talking about checking the weather here. If you had a task and you said, organize your files by videos and by date. So you can create videos, raw videos, but it's a pain in the butt. And I know sometimes I get lost in what did I name that one or where did I put it? You could actually have it go through a file folder or parts of your drive or your storage area for raw materials you've captured and have it organize it. Maybe you need it to have tags added. What part is copied or what areas are covered in that particular one. It can go through the video, take a look at it and say, these are the hashtags or the tags that are appropriate to organize it based on what it is that I'm particular teaching. Organize videos by key points. Remember, I created a summary from the video. This is one that can organize the videos just by the key summaries of the key points that are being taught. You could have it create social media's posting based on what was in the content that you've created. So you're not required to do that anymore. It's something that can get created for you. Subject lines and thumbnail variations. You do a video, and I know I do this all the time, is when I'm working on a video, for example, or YouTube video, I try and create 5 or 6 variations of the thumbnail text and also the title, the descriptions. That's stuff I still use ChatGPT for, but I have to go through the variations and narrow them down. I could have it, a task, automatically do that anytime a video was actually created or that it was put into a particular folder or even uploaded and had it as a private particular video. So organize, write, and format weekly newsletters. So if you do a regular newsletter, you can see, for example, here's my spreadsheet of all of the YouTube videos that I did, write a newsletter on them and send it out. So these are all tasks, whether it's content creation or marketing or research, ones that can be done easily. And when you get into a little bit longer, you're going to look at all sorts of things about distribution management. How do I distribute my content? How do I enhance it and optimize it? Is it SEO optimized? Is it for a particular grouping of people? Or is it something that can be used for free content? Or is this private content? Audience engagement and support. If you have a campus or a place where you're teaching online, what are the ways that you can engage people about or with your content other than giving them a video? What are the key discussion points? How can you have polls or Q&As based on your content? Instead of you having to figure out, these are the kind of things that you'll be able to do with it. And also the research and the ideas that you come up with. When you look and you have an idea and a way of teaching it, being able to add other things that are happening live in real time is important. Specific example is today, this video that I'm doing is because tasks came out yesterday. If I waited 3 months from now or 5 months from now, is tasks going to be the only thing? No. But I can create content and quickly and easily based on the tasks and the information that I'm getting about the particular topic that you're all excited about. It's not about creating big, long courses and having, taking time to create your content. I think we're going to have to create content that's more specific, faster, and be able to organize it using these tools to be able to create content that's of value to people. And if we're able to teach it with our expertise and our experiences and our processes and putting it together, there's some real value on this. Now, here's the other thing I just want to touch on before I end this one, is OpenAI Tasks is only the first step in the puzzle. All of the stuff that I've been reading about at Consumer Electronics Show, SES, over the last couple days, the first part of the week, is all about AI agents and AI agents 2025, these things that are multiple tasks strung together. So we were looking at one task. Think about what happens when you have 30 tasks that are all connected together and interrelated. That's when we get to a situation where you can set parameters or tasks, connect them together, and that you're going to be able to output courses, output content based on things that you do and or create. And I think it's called Operator Project for OpenAI. And in the next, I read, again, don't hold me to this, I read that in the next month, they're going to have screen input available in ChatGPT. So similar to the Gemini 2, the one that I was talking about, the Flash model that was actually interacting live in real time with your screen, something similar is going to be available next month in ChatGPT. And think of it this way, this operator project is getting these tasks connected together. Right now it's not there. You have one-off tasks that you can do. There's a little bit of limits to it on actually what gets created. I'll show you in a second just before we go. But these custom assistants now are the part that's exciting, that's going to be coming, I would think, in the first half of the year in this operator projects. And all of these are going to be connected together. Now here's the part, these custom assistants, when we're teaching online and as a content creator, here's the cool part. Access company-specific knowledge bases, interface with internal company tools and systems, and use company-specific workflows and tasks. This is your personally branded campus. This is your place where your content is. These assistants or teaching assistants are the ones that are going to be able to interact with tasks on these three things. It's in big companies, but it's also for solopreneurs, small businesses, anyone in the education market or the education business. You're going to be able to do this, and all of these tasks are going to be put together. And what does that mean for us? That means right here, if I look at teaching agents, task assistant is where tasks are. Teaching assistant, we're going to monitor and personalize versions and variations. All you have to do is create your content in the way that makes sense to you, in your style, using your approaches. That's the part that makes you unique. These other ones, the task, basically information assistants and the task assistants, this content anyone can create. The assistants gets rid of all of that mundane stuff that you have to do manually right now. This teaching assistant lets you work on being what you are and your experiences, and that's the exciting part. And as much as I like courses, and I've made hundreds of courses and thousands of tutorials, this is coming. You're not going to be able to get away from it, so you have to keep it in the back of your mind when you're going, how much am I going to invest in actually working at this? If I'm going to create a course, one thing to create a course, it's another thing to create an education business. So think a little bit bigger, still create content, still create courses. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying that if you are creating content, chunk it down and remember that everything that you create is going to be affected by this stuff this year and the next year. So don't waste that course content that you're creating, those lessons and topics you're creating. Use the AI tools and then be in a position where you can say, you know what? I have a wealth of experience, a wealth of knowledge available to me, and I can present it or use AI tools to present it the way that is authentic to me. So hopefully you enjoyed this. then stuff is changing quickly. I would, pay attention because it's happening right before your eyes, and it's an exciting time if you're teaching online and you're building an education business. So my name is James. It's trainingsites.il/join. Join the community. It's free. All of these resources and videos get put in with summaries and additional stuff. And if you need help starting, building, and growing your education business, we do have done with you services and done for you services. And you'll find those on the site to get started. So hope you enjoyed this. Another video later today. I'm actually going live in 15 minutes for an hour. I do that every Wednesday, live Q&A session, open classroom. So if you don't join me today, when you're watching this, hopefully I'll see you next Wednesday, 1 o'clock Eastern. So take care. Expect the best.